I am Kesten Rono, and you are here for day 36 of our exploration of A Course in Miracles. Let's take a breath together, breathing all your air out. Everything out, belly button into your spine. Inhaling in life. Hold. Another sip of air. Another sip of air. Holding. Belly button in. Exhale, relaxing. Welcome to this process, this practice. We are grateful to be here. Grateful to reserve a small amount of time in our day to choose to be curious about seeing life differently, about trying on a lens of love, one of absolute truth, one with real meaning and real purpose, the opportunity to build towards some goals that are in our best interests, to wrap our minds around a destination of perfect peace, perfect love, freedom from worry, perfect safety, to feel abundance, truth, and love, to wake up to our beginning mantra of being worthy, powerful, abundant, complete, to find more nuance in these ideas, to release control, to recognize that we have been living an illusion. We have been painting our present state based off of our past experiences, and we are missing on something very vital in existence around us, within us, through us, all the time. We're being introduced to ideas that our imagination is all there is. That what we see around us and what we see in our mind's eye is all our imagination. We are wrestling or settling with what this could possibly mean about how we are conducting ourselves in time and space, and ultimately on a quest towards greater understanding, greater knowingness, so that we may create and create more value in life. So, Creator, and you, thank you for being here. Thank you for being curious to try on a new idea, just for the sake of trying it on. May you see that there is no threat here. There is no coercion. There is no oppression. There is no force. There is no struggle. We're not here to do anything better or worse than anyone else. We are simply here to recognize how we feel, to recognize how we have been seeing the world around us, to be curious about another way of seeing, another way of organizing the world with greater ease, less complexity in all of its infinite randomness and complexity. That these are lenses that we are wearing and insisting that they must be true as we fumble around in the unknown. Yet there is a perfectly pure stream that we are allowed to step into anytime that we believe we are ready. We still have some power in the sense that we have responsibility because of the opportunity that our thoughts carry our charges, and those thoughts are the causes of the effects that we see around us. Potentially everything, we are being told. That by denying our body identification, its five senses, its naturally confused state in time and space, unable to reconcile all things, grasp all things, to know the future, to settle the past. That by denying this body identification, we may affirm a spirit identification. Whatever it is that we are behind our eyes. In one meditation practice, I realized that I am sick with myself. There is something about what I am and what myself is. Miracles give us the opportunity to transcend the physical. Wow. To move beyond our body, to have experiences of some kind of sensation, feeling, intuition, communication beyond ourselves. It suggests that all minds are linked. And yesterday we were saying that our mind is linked with God's mind. We are accepting some innate holiness, being imbued with the opportunity to create by the Creator. What a blessing. That somehow affirming this spirit identity ultimately will allow us to move into the perspective of the spirit itself, a celestial idea where we are perfect, recognizing ourselves as spirit of the Creator, of His Spirit, that we are holy, that we are here to celebrate God's creations by celebrating their perfection, of which we are. And each of us has this opportunity to feel through ourselves, to gain some understanding using this text and trying on these principles and lessons, that we have the opportunity to take 5, 10, 15, 60 minutes out of our day and reflect. A very beginning path on some quest of devotion for more meaning. Ultimately, all of us are looking for more meaning. And that meaning requires that we discover meaninglessness. Not that nothing has to matter, but that it is meaningless by design. That we are here to recognize that we have been painting over God's canvas. And that's exciting. But may we also recognize that we have the opportunity to see that we have been doing the coloring ourselves, and that we have not colored our experience out of love, but out of fear, fear of the unknown. And if we can get closer to recognizing that what is going on in our minds and outside of ourselves is our own illusion in the making, that we have created sickness and death ourselves, we may discover that we have an innate ability to help create more abundance, truth, and love around us as we learn to build with truth instead of fumble around, attempting to build with illusions. Again, this may look like we are getting further as we clamp down on control and step away from the unknown, but we are always right there with it. Something that is so simple for truth to see right through, that we are always right there with God, with ourselves, that there is nothing to create in order to have the opportunity to awaken to this idea, that we simply must feel how we have been and release it, that everything is taken care of. We are provided for. We are, from this spirit affirmed identity, perfect. with a new line of communication and understanding. Wouldn't that be amazing? Do you imagine that it could also be beneficial to the experiences that you are creating here in your body, which is a wonderful thing to care for? May we be of service to ourselves out of love. May we feel full and share this bounty with others. May we be first to forgive, recognizing that even if we feel pain and discomfort, we just simply do not know. We are suffering because we are attempting to organize things as if we know best, but we do not have the purview of all of time. So may we give some of that heavy duty up. May we recognize that as we release ourselves, there is something already there to discover. All we have to do is wear a perspective of love and appreciation and open-mindedness for everything around us. Anything that we can imagine or see is imbued with some true meaning and universal purpose that grants us the opportunity to recognize that idea in all things. We are always this close to a greater understanding. So may you embrace the unknown and nothingness so that we can see from there what already is. Principle 36. Miracles are examples of right thinking, aligning your perceptions with truth as God created it. Miracles are examples of right thinking, aligning your perceptions with truth as God created it. So there is an idea of right thinking. So perhaps there is an idea of wrong thinking, at least from the lens of truths which God created. That there is a way of seeing, of true vision, or not. Miracles are a way of right thinking. Miracles are thoughts, we are reminded. And there are no neutral things because there are no neutral thoughts. Miracles are teaching devices to let us know that it is a blessing to give and to receive. The source of miracles is what matters, not the spectacle of the miracle itself, which would devolve into mere magic. All expressions of love are maximal. There is no such thing as a miracle that is bigger or harder than another. It's a natural process. It only can go awry if we believe that darkness has anywhere to hide. If we believe that we gain more power through conscious control. But this process is attempting to take care of us at all times, all the time. That there is a great undoing through a chain of forgiveness, the atonement, which is happening all the time, in all dimensions of time, whatever that means. Miracles are examples of right thinking. And when we are participating in the process of miracles, which we can do in this interlinked cause and effect occurring simultaneously, the cause being miracles themselves, because they are our thoughts, and the effects being the experience of our life around us. That we are creating what we are seeing, even if it is challenging for us to logically understand that that is true. But there is something very special about anything and everything that is at all. Whether we believe it is in our minds or outside of us, it is all the same, as it is all something God created. Therefore, it is something different than we imagine it is, or that we relate our past experience into demanding that what we are seeing in front of us is. So if the fundamental idea of what it is we are looking at is fundamentally different than anything we have yet to be able to comprehend, if the idea is different and we come into some understanding that it is wildly different, then what it means is different. Its literal meaning is different. And therefore its purpose would understandably be different than we had ever imagined possible. And that these items, all things, anything, everything, us, has a universal purpose. Perhaps that purpose is related to this flow from an item that temporarily has more to an item that temporarily has less. That we are here to witness love, to share love, to offer forgiveness, to receive God's forgiveness, to give and receive these blessings, that there is nothing else that we could possibly do or have that can be greater than this foundational truth. That this foundational truth allows us to build into abundance in the unknown without fear, because it is loving to give love, and therefore we receive love in return. May we create more lovingness. I promise to love until the loving is done. Miracles are expressions of love, as we learned yesterday. Even if they do not always have observable effects, we are here to release our timing and expectation that fundamentally, as people in time and space, we are not equipped with these five senses alone to be able to know what happens next. So we can end up in a trap of attempting to plan, to seize control, to organize everything so that maybe we can create some prediction. We believe that gives us some kind of advantage. We can place the right bet, financially or otherwise. If we believe we can be sure, then everything will just work out. Everything will be just okay. We miss something by being sure of everything. We miss the element of surprise, which can be very exciting. We miss the discovery of the rawness of life unfolding around us. The best theater performance we've ever been able to experience. We are part of it. If we know how everything goes all the time, this is desensitizing. We're here to experience across time and space, to be stretched. Thank you. And we have this set of tools, something physiological within us, this spirit, whatever I am, whatever it is that is part of you witnessing what you have experienced in the past. What is that? Miracles transcend the body to heal. Miracles are examples of right thinking, aligning your perceptions, aligning, to align some levels, we keep hearing. Miracles rearrange perception and place all levels in true perspective. This is healing because sickness comes from confusing levels. So, miracles, as we learned 2 weeks ago, miracles rearrange perception and place all levels in true perspective. Now, today, miracles align through right thinking, through true vision, align your perceptions. Miracles rearrange perception and place all levels in true perspective. Miracles align your perceptions. Miracles do something. Through this process of true vision, through this process of love, they naturally have an opportunity to align our perception. It is not that what God created is out of alignment. It is that our perception of it is slightly misguided. This process of miracles, of giving in to this flow, grants us an opportunity to settle, allow ourselves forgiveness and peace for not knowing everything, and trusting that for us to be here and exist, to have some body and some idea of spirit, that perhaps there's a creator who has already figured all of this out. And we are here participating in this experience that has been created for us to create and wake up to find more love and create with love. We are here to build with truth. Aligning your perceptions with truth as God created it. Perceptions, all of the things that we are perceiving, aligning with everything to give us true perspective. Thank you, miracles, for your expressions of love, showing us examples of true vision, filling us with forgiveness and love and strength, blessing us as we try to participate in this experience. We can see that it is vital that we forgive and live. Thank you, miracles, for showing us an idea of true sight. Thank you, miracles, for aligning our misalignments, our perceptions of individual things inside of us, outside of us. We have been confused. We have been demanding that we know best. We have been clamoring for control to minimize the unknown and maximize our knowingness. But we simply are building more walls around us, keeping us from viewing truth. But truth can see right through this simple idea. And that feels like real strength, like real knowingness to know the truth, to settle with the truth. I can believe that there is a truth as a creator has created it. And we are all allowed to believe that or anything different because we are here with the power to believe whatever we want. Now that is a gift of life. And here we are being suggested that we, as spirits, always, through forgiveness, atonement, may be filled again, feel full, be forgiven, know love, know peace, know safety, know freedom from worry. To feel full and therefore give what we have, which is fullness, to our brothers and sisters, to our parents and grandparents, to the future itself, the children, to ourselves. May we feel full. May we feel in alignment. May we trust there is an alignment as we are sure that we can create ideas within ourselves or mistreat ourselves where we feel misaligned. So perhaps someone, some idea knows better. And we are grateful for the opportunity to be connected to this idea. May we allow our perceptions to be aligned with truth as God created it, so we may have true perspective. Lesson 36. My holiness envelops everything I see. Yesterday was my mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Today, my holiness envelops everything I see. Your holiness envelops everything you see. My holiness envelops everything I see. My mind is part of God's. All minds are connected. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Well, whatever my holiness is somehow encompassing, enveloping, surrounding everything I see. What could that mean? If I am holy, am I outside of myself? Or is everything that I am experiencing within me? Is the within me, the struggle that we have is that we are within this body rather than we are a spirit connected directly to God's mind and therefore holy. We are perfection of God. If we are a perfect spirit in communication with God, divined with holiness, from that perspective, we would be able to imagine that we could create a body, create experiences for the body, where the body, with its five senses, could play and experience, still always connected to God and unconditional love and truth, through us, our spirit. And if we are creating this idea in the imagination of our spirit, as we are creators, from that perspective, it is not very challenging to understand that anything that we would be creating as a spirit would be in our imagination. Therefore, it would be in our minds. We are divine creators connected to God's mind, to the Creator's mind. And therefore, anything we create would be, just very straightforwardly considering, would be enveloped by our holiness. My holiness envelops everything I see. Today's idea extends the idea for yesterday from the perceiver to the perceived. You are holy because your mind is part of God's. And because you are holy, your sight must be holy as well. Sinless, in quotes, means without sin. You cannot be without sin a little. You are sinless or not. I hear the echo of you see or you do not. Sinless means without sin. So you cannot be without sin just a little bit. You're either sinless or you are not. If your mind is part of God's, you must be sinless, or a part of his mind would be sinful. Your sight is related to his holiness. Those are both capital H's. Your sight is related to his holiness, not to your ego, and therefore not to your body. Okay, we were reminded yesterday that images cannot see, that when we are wearing the lens of our ego, we are building with illusions. We are image making, not seeing. We are creating an idea of ourselves that we are married to. And we are creating that extension in the environment around us to support that idea. This is how we are somehow creating death and sickness, or love and light. humor, sadness, that we have some identification with our body, which we have been affirming through the lens of the ego, and we have not been seeing because we are using the sensations of the body, which are naturally fearful, taking on this lens of the ego about the unknown. So we are constantly searching for order using these imaginary building blocks to create an outcome which is not even in alignment with the truth, that we are invulnerable. And if that feels troubling to say, then I would dare say that we are assigning our invulnerability to our body, which we would say is not invulnerable, that we feel pain regularly. Do you want to live from a perspective where when you die, which is unknown when, for any reason that could affect any part of you, do you want to believe that that is your end? Or would you like to believe that whatever it is that you are does leave, so to speak, the body, and that that is eternal? If you identify with the body and you prefer the first answer, I don't blame you. But it would mean that you will die forever. And that could be cause for fear. That is the perspective of the ego. If you are able to affirm an idea of your spirit, then possibly we can start aligning with its perspective even before our random body death. This would change nothing about the fact that our body may pass, cycle over in the earth. But there is something about what we are that is not confined to the body. The body appears to be our point of view for experiencing through our five senses. But perhaps you are already curious about what it is that is living inside of the body. Why does any religion talk about heaven at all if there's nowhere to go? If there's nothing to go there? Heaven, of course, being a place of perfect peace, perfect safety, freedom from worry. Perhaps we are already connected. We are holy because we are not sinless. Excuse me, we are not sinful. If we are holy because our mind is part of God's, if we can accept that first step, then we must truly be holy. And what we are associating with sin is not our fundamental makeup. If our mind is corrupted and our mind is part of God's, a small part of God's mind, then that would be suggesting that our mind is sinful and his mind is sinful. Do you believe you're created in sin? And if you believe you're created in sin, do you believe that there is no retribution for that? That you cannot find atonement? You cannot ask for forgiveness? You could never do well because of something that you have done wrong? I don't believe that. Your sight is related to his holiness, not to your ego. Ego is equated with image making, a fear-based mindset attempting to postpone or prevent an inevitable death that truth can always see right through, that causes the ego to always be operating from a state of fear, creating a chain of attacks. True vision would be the innate understanding that anything and everything is imbued with God's light, that somehow it is wrapped in our holiness because we are created in God's holiness. That what we are doing is creating with holiness. True vision is related to his holiness, creating something real, a perspective that should theoretically allow us to see right through our illusions, which would allow us to understand why this should be so easy. It feels hard, but from a different vantage point, it will be obviously easy, that it will have always been true. Because that's what truth is. Truth, by definition, is the truth. It is. Your sight is related to his holiness, not to your ego, and therefore not to your body. You seeing me here is not true vision. But I do thank you for being here to see differently with me. Four, 3 to 5 minute practice periods are required for today. Try to distribute them fairly evenly and make the shorter applications frequently to protect your protection throughout the day. The longer practice periods should take this form. We're about to describe that form, but 3 to 5 minute periods, we're coming in on 12 to 20 minutes, plus more frequent periods. I admit that I feel like I've been waning here. I certainly am going to have to create real structure. I'm doing reminders mentally. Hey, try this before bed. Falling asleep doing it. Hey, try this when you wake up. I get a little busy. Hey, try it now. I tried yesterday's lesson on right before this recording. I don't know if I'm doing it well, but I'm trying each one of these every day. And if you're here with me now, we're being asked to devote more and more of our time. Do we really not have 12 minutes? Can we really not repeat this idea? My holiness envelops everything I see, as we randomly remember throughout the day. I believe we can. And I'm admitting if you're feeling fruitless or you're feeling fatigued, I'm here with you. And we can keep going. For the longer practice periods, you will first close your eyes and repeat the idea today several times slowly. Please repeat after me. My holiness envelops everything I see. Again, my holiness envelops everything I see. Now, once with me. My holiness envelops everything I see. So you will say this with your eyes closed. Then open your eyes and look quite slowly about you, applying the idea specifically to whatever you note in your casual survey. Remember, we're switching from the perceiver to the perceived. Yesterday, we were trying to assume some relation to the perceiver. Now we are looking at the perceived, so our eyes will be open for this practice. My holiness envelops that rug. My holiness envelops that wall. My holiness envelops these fingers. My holiness envelops that chair, that body, that pen. These are the examples here in this book. So we will just look around slowly with our eyes open and apply this idea specifically by stating the idea. Specificity is still important here. And this will just be a casual survey of whatever is around us, wherever we are. When we open our eyes, we will remind ourselves that our holiness envelops everything I see. Several times during these practice periods, close your eyes and repeat the idea to yourself, then open your eyes and continue as before. I like that. We have permission to be looking around and then close our eyes and just return to the idea. We want ease. There is no force here. My holiness envelops everything I see. My holiness envelops this face. My holiness envelops these plants. My holiness envelops this lighting. My holiness envelops everything I see. My holiness envelops everything I see. My holiness envelops me. For the shorter exercise periods, close your eyes and repeat the idea. Look about you as you repeat it again, and conclude with one more repetition with your eyes closed. All applications should, of course, be made quite slowly, as effortlessly and unhurriedly as possible. This is effortless, even if it does not feel like it is. As we learned, miracles are always expressions of love, but they may not always have observable effects. This is effortless, even if we don't see it that way. How can we do that? By releasing our hurried state of mind. For the shorter periods, close your eyes and say, my holiness is enveloped. My holiness envelops everything I see. My holiness envelops everything I see. Open your eyes. My holiness envelops this computer. Close your eyes. My holiness envelops everything I see. I am Kesten Rono, and I am sure, I am positive that you will be successful trying on this idea. Welcome to your holiness. Welcome to recognizing everything you see is enveloped by your holiness. Welcome to your connection to God through your mind, to God's mind. Welcome to your direct belief in yourself that you are not sinful, that you have the power to create with love and truth. And we are here to release our egoic, fearful selves and step into our holiness. My holiness envelops everything I see. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 37 of our exploration of A Course in Miracles. Please be well.